How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to part 2 of her story. Now, I highly recommend, if you haven't watched the first one yet, go check it out. Just a little bit of a refresher here. This is a game where you're watching footage of a British woman who, I believe, from what it seems like, was accused or at least being questioned about the disappearance of her husband. I found out some really interesting stuff. Obviously, I don't want to have to explain all of it. It's a whole big deal, so please go check out the first episode if you haven't already. And yeah, let's keep on going on her story. Let's see what else we can figure out about what happened to Simon. So, let's see. So she talked about the attic a lot and the fact that she was somebody else. Okay. Let's see. What else could we search about? Let's do body bag. Already did. Okay, never mind. Sorry about that. Let's see. Let's do poison. Okay. One thing about poison.
I got a job to contribute, Doug knew someone and I got a job as a dinner lady at the primary school. They said it didn't matter if I could cook or not, just don't poison the kids. So you see, it's always been complicated between me and Simon. It's never just been the two of us. There's always been pressure.
Are they swingers? Swinger. No. Cheat.
Mum and Dad never knew what was going on. We got so good at it. We were so in sync that we'd use each other to cheat. If one of us had a hangover, the other one would go to school.
So she's always okay.
Whoever was best at a subject would sit the exam. There were lots of differences between us. Some things one is better than the other at.
Okay. Can you move this around or oh, you can. Okay. DB check. Oh. Refresh. Volume missing. Oh. What? Refresh. Okay. Clock. Okay. So we have stuff about the attic, stuff about blondes, stuff about how did he die? Simon. Death. How Simon.
That's all that matters, really. The baby. Simon's dead, but the baby...
Simon is dead, yes.
That's how he will live on. Our baby.
So there's something about a baby. Multiple things about a baby. Okay, let's watch.
We spent the wedding night in a hotel in Brighton. It would have been too much to do more. We were saving for the baby. It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to get away for our holiday.
Okay.
We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time at the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. And we moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby, if it came. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months.
So, where was Simon?
No. I lost the baby.
Oh.
I had a miscarriage at 8 months.
Well, now it's got sad.
We carried on living at Simon's parents until... Well, it was only a few months after. Yes. It was a shock to him. I mean, we never thought it was possible. I don't know what he... I hadn't decided whether to keep the baby. I wasn't really ready to talk to him about it.
Okay. Miss carriage. I think I already watched that video. Okay, there's more about it though?
Then my parents died. It was the worst year of my life. A miscarriage and then my parents.
Okay.
Yeah. They'd gone to bed feeling ill, thinking it was flu or something. The neighbour called me, I had to use my key to let them in. We found them dead in their bed. And they'd been there for days. No one had noticed. Just awful. It was so soon after my miscarriage. The worst year of my life. I'd been so happy to get married, and after that it was just like, fuck.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I was infertile. Thought I was. They told me I was infertile after the miscarriage because of complications.
Okay.
Hannah had a miscarriage. This was late in the pregnancy and it left her infertile. Felt like the universe had corrected its course. We were aligned again. But Hannah and Simon were still living with his parents. They were married. Simon had a job at the Glaziers now. Eric had given him a full-time position after he left school. And then...
What the hell's going on here? I am so are these the same people? They have to be the same people, right? It's the same lady. It's all one lady. She's just obviously got the stuff. I'm trying to think what else I could search that's gonna get me closer to the truth of what really happened here. What if we tried like... Did I already try mushrooms? And I think I found everything out I can about the whole mushroom deal. There's one more about mushrooms. Let's see. Did Simon like mushrooms?
No.
No, he didn't like mushrooms.
The whole thing was wrong. The bags, I think they were from our kitchen. You could probably check that. We never go into the cellar. It's just a place we put things we don't need. Dad used to grow mushrooms there. The bags were taped up. I think it was parcel tape, but I think it was ours.
Okay. How about cellar?
Well, fine, considering. I got back into the house today, and that was weird, knowing your people have been there through my things. It's like I've been burgled. I mean, worse, obviously. I don't know. I haven't looked in the cellar yet. They sent a cleaner in. As good as new, he said. But they had to throw some stuff out. Couldn't get the blood out.
Okay.
And I'm still waiting to hear from the coroner so we can get a date set for the funeral. It's going to be a cremation.
Ah, you're trying to get rid of the
So-
evidence. Okay. And then here's where she goes into her other
It
side.
happened very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch, to make sure the alibi stuck.
keep that. And then let's look up alibi. That's all she ever said about the alibi? Okay. Okay, how about watch? There's stuff about a watch, so let's listen to it.
He was wearing a shirt.
That's good.
A blue turtleneck shirt and jeans. He has a watch. It's a really nice one. That was a gift from his boss, Eric. He had his coat, a long grey duffel coat, like Paddington Bear. He would have taken that with him. It's not in the house.
Okay, so she knew about the watch. Talked about the watch.
I guess you could call it that, but we were both happy to get married. It was a beautiful wedding. We had our first dance to Come Back and Stay. I'm not sure if that's a good wedding song, but I loved it. I chose it. I mean, it was genuinely our first dance. We'd never danced together before. It was probably awful to watch, but I enjoyed it. It felt like it was just me and Simon for that moment. Just the two of us.
Okay, interesting. So, really nothing.
Yeah, that's Simon's watch. It was a gift from Eric.
So she talked with Eric before.
It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel.
But she's...
It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste. That time, it must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
But you said you put... Did I save that one? We talked about putting the watch on him.
It happened very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost. The baby was what mattered. We took him down to the cellar later. We wanted to have suspicion on us.
Okay, perfect. So I did save that one. So that's good. I didn't do it. Hey!
No. The parents decided there would be a wedding. And after the wedding, Hannah moved in with his parents. There was no way I could follow. So we were separated again. I stayed in the attic. It was hard. It's like I suddenly didn't exist. I would sneak out, but in case anyone recognized me, I started wearing a wig.
There's the wig. Blonde wig?
Hannah and I would meet up in the park. I was trying to get pregnant. But I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't do it with anyone we knew, so it was sex with strangers. Drunk guys I'd met in clubs, parks and alleyways. I was 17. It felt like I was being punished.
Wow.
But it was Hannah who had betrayed us. I had to stop when one of the guys gave me an STD. When we met up, it was disturbing. For the first time, my reflection, she didn't look like me. She was fatter, flushed. If anything, I was getting skinnier. I found it hard to look sometimes. We talked about what to do. Was it time to become our own people? I mean, that seemed like the right thing to do, but neither of us wanted it. We agreed that her and Simon would get their own place as soon as possible, and then I could move in. And that was the plan.
Now, is this database thing filling out? I'm kind of curious. Okay. So, is it like the more right things I find, the more it fills in? So I just got to get this whole thing filled in? Is that what's happening? Interesting. Okay. So that's good. Cut. There is Cut. Let's see what Cut has to offer us.
He doesn't have any tattoos. He has a scar down here near his stomach, past his hip. Cut himself with some glass. That was before, a long time ago. He looks just like the photo. He's not got his glasses on here though. He takes them off with the camera. But he needs them to see properly, you know. He has to read a newspaper or a menu in a restaurant. Not books so much, or watching TV. He likes TV.
Okay, so the glasses. She had talked about him taking the glasses off earlier.
It's Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born. Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this tower. Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince, and Mother Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened. So she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind. But she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending. Is that too much?
I don't know what Rapunzel has to do with this, but...
Mother wanted me to grow my hair long, but I kept cutting it myself.
Like Rapunzel?
I wanted to look like my reflection. She always had short hair when she was little. Mother would hide the scissors, but I would find a way. Cut it with a bread knife, something like that. My reflection would always leave her house and go on adventures, but I never could. Mother taught me at home, and I had books and TV. Oh, TV was magical, but it was only on when it wanted to be, so I spent a lot of time reading books.
She talked about books and TV, of course. You knew that.
We were obsessed with fairy tales. Not just the pretty ones, but the traditional ones. They were dark and real, bizarre and violent. Felt like life. We had this huge old book that I think Mum must have bought from a library sale. The illustrations had thin tracing paper over them to protect them. They were in colour, shiny plates. At the front of the book was an index of illustrations. We read that more than the actual stories. We'd read aloud the captions and flick between the pictures. There was something intimate about peeling back the tracing paper, undressing the pictures. Rapunzel's hair is cut. The eagle plucks out his heart. The princess pricks her finger.
Okay. Oh. I don't know. Oh, you can tag it to... Oh, okay, shoot. Probably should have been doing that. I think you can, like, tag it to leave yourself notes about certain things that are talked about in that video to remind yourself. You know, she's kind of violent. She likes to kill people. Kill. A couple things about kill. Okay.
What did your wife do? She didn't kill you. You think I killed Simon because he was having an affair? Well, I didn't kill him. I wasn't even there. I was in Glasgow worrying about whether my baby was still growing inside me. I mean, why would I kill Simon? I loved him.
I don't think you loved Simon.
I mean, what if they were crazy? You hear about these crazy people all the time. I mean, why would anyone who knew Simon want to kill him?
Okay. Interesting. What are you guys thinking so far? I mean, it's obvious the chick is psychotic. First off, let's just no questions asked there. She's got some problems. She got multiple personality disorders and all that. Finding out how she did it though is going to be tough because I mean, I wish I knew what her because she said she had an alibi. I searched alibi and nothing came up. Let's see. Let's go Glasgow? Okay, there's a few clips about Glasgow. Okay.
I got in the car and I drove. I just kept driving north. Just kept going, just wanted to get as far away as I could. When I finally stopped, I was all the way up in Glasgow. I was so tired. I just had to sleep.
Okay.
Yes. I got to Glasgow, I was exhausted, so I
So that
pulled
checks
over
out.
and
This is
slept
her
in the
alibi.
car.
She was in Glasgow, but
I woke up because a rubbish truck went past.
garbage.
I got some petrol, bought a coffee and a pastry,
Donut.
tried calling someone from a payphone, and then headed back. No, I don't think so. Glasgow was deserted that early in the morning.
Doesn't help me at all.
When I arrived in Glasgow, I was exhausted. The streets were empty. I was driving badly. And I hit a taxi.
I want to make a joke, but I
Not a
won't.
big crash, just paintwork. The guy was so pissed off because I didn't have a driving license on me. But
That's a
when I told
problem.
him I was pregnant, he made sure I got to the hospital so they could check me out. It was fine. The hospital must have details when I was looked at. There's a scratch on the car.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Glasgow car.
It's like I told you before. I drove. I took the car and drove.
So that all checks
I don't have my
out.
own car, but I have a spare set of keys. I just drove north. I wanted to think, put some space between me and them. Everything I told you before is true. I stopped at Glasgow. I was tired, exhausted. I pulled out and I hit a car.
Okay, that's right.
My car was okay, but I was worried about the baby, so I went to A&E to get the okay. Everything was fine. Slept in the car. When I woke, I tried to call Hannah from a payphone. She wasn't answering. And then I decided to drive back. I had decided that she was more important to me than Simon.
Okay. So far, all that checks out. I feel like I'm not really hitting, like in the first episode, I hit a lot of points, obviously, because we're just starting this out, but I feel like right now I'm starting to struggle a little bit because I can't really think of what else there could be. Simon and Hannah. There's new stuff with Simon and Hannah. Okay, let's go.
Differences? She's a better driver than me. She passed the test for us. I tried to take it and nearly crashed the car. Learned that you can't rely on confidence to get you through everything. She is the shy one. She was especially shy around boys. If Hannah liked a boy, I would have to pursue him. It was that way with Carl.
Carl.
Hannah met him first. She had such a crush. I let him take my virginity after a night that his band had played at. It got difficult. When I was with Carl, we would have sex, but Hannah couldn't let him see she was a virgin.
I apologize for any
excuses.
kids watching this with their parents, or parents watching it with your kids.
After a while, we decided that I should take Hannah's virginity. It's not that different to a bruise, pulling a tooth, a graze. We used a hairbrush. After that, we took it in turns, though. I was always the one who seduced the boys. Until Simon.
This took a really awkward turn. Okay, alright. Oh my god, okay.
Hannah was so smitten with Simon. She started getting jealous, didn't want to share. Even the first date, we went to see Tom Cruise at the Old Odeon. We both went, kept changing places in the toilet. We only had one best dress, so we had to keep swapping clothes. Must have thought we had terrible bladder problems. The next day,
I'm starting to question Simon.
At the end, I let him kiss me, but that was it. We didn't want another Carl on our hands, and the Ouija board had said to hold back. After that, it was Hannah's turn, and she slept with him. Broke the rules. Deliberately broke the rules. She wanted to be the first to sleep with him. I mean, that's when she got pregnant. From that one time.
Had that one. Alright. Okay, I'm starting to question Simon at this point, because obviously if he went on that first date with these two women and realized that they're the same person and kept going on with it, or like, you know, if they actually switched and she put on like a wig or something and they kept coming up with different clothing, wouldn't you start to question things? I'm starting to question Simon on this one. He might be psychotic himself. Speaking of which, psycho. Okay. Psychotic still spelled the same way? Okay, nope, we're not doing that then. Simon murdered.
It was supposed to be a secret. Just because Simon is dead doesn't mean I have to give up all his secrets. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to Simon. No one murdered my husband because he cheated his expenses for a romantic weekend in Oxford.
Alright. We got a new one, baby. Simon Oxford. Damn it. I already watched that one then. Okay. Simon Romantic. Okay.
Okay, you got me. I'll confess. We were there. It was a dirty weekend. Simon was going to expense it, pretend it was a business trip. I used a made-up name. We stayed at the hotel, had room service, didn't leave the room, had a great view of the river, and you could hear the church bells. Like you said, it was very romantic.
Okay, so Simon's a man of romance. Good to know. Good to know. Good on you, Simon. Good on you. One volume missing. What does it mean? What volume is it? That is. Okay, so I'm starting to connect. I think you're just trying to connect all the pieces together. Okay. So Simon romantic. Simon date?
No, he was as shy as me. I asked a friend to ask him out for me. We had our first date at the Odeon in North End. We went to see Risky Business. I had on my one best dress. Simon paid. He bought me a whisper, and I was worried about getting chocolate on my teeth.
Okay. So maybe Hannah doesn't put on a wig. Maybe she's just the same. I don't know. All I know is Hannah nuts. How about Carl? Did Carl have anything to do with any of this? Carl. There's a Carl. We got some stuff on Carl.
Was he my first? No need to be so coy. No, he wasn't my first. That would have been Carl. He was a local boy in a band. He was a bit of a shit. But he was sexy. We were 15.
This episode, I'm learning a lot about Hannah's personal
No,
life. I don't even
I was
know
15. Carl was older. 17, I think. I was really into him, regardless of how he actually behaved. Lots of drunken teenage sex.
that. Awkward. This
We did it in a
episode's
church once.
awkward.
It's stupid.
Very, very awkward.
So he got tired of us and we split up after about 6 months. It was sad, but those early experiences, they help you realise who's really important to you, you know? Family. Family. So, Carl fucked off And then there were other boys here and there. And then Simon.
Okay, so I think I'm going to leave that episode there. This episode had a lot about Hannah's personal life. So, I'm sorry about that. Anyway, leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts on this series so far down below in the comment section. Remember to subscribe to GrandaPanda if you want to see more content down the road, see more of this. I'm going to keep going with it. Really interesting so far. Hoping to make a little more headway in the next episode. But until then, see you guys next time. Have a good one.